Hello students, today we will see the topic that is major endocrine glands. The major endocrine glands are, first one is hypothalamus. This hypothalamus, it is ectodermal in origin. It is located at the floor of diencephalon. Major function of hypothalamus is to maintain homeostasis. Homeostasis means what? Maintaining the internal environment constant. It controls the secretory activity of pituitary gland by the release and inhibiting hormone. All hormones of the hypothalamus are peptide hormones. They are secreted by neurosecretory cells, and that's why they are known as neurohormones. The hormones secreted by hypothalamus are ADH, that is antidiuretic hormone, and oxytocin. The pituitary gland, it is also one of the major endocrine gland. See here in figure, we see the location, the structure of pituitary gland. This pituitary gland, it is also known as hypophysis. It is the smallest gland, which is a pea-sized reddish gray colored gland. It controls almost all other endocrine glands, and that's why it is known as master endocrine gland. It is located just below the hypothalamus, attached by a stalk known as infundibulum or hypophyseal stalk. This pituitary gland, it consists of two lobes. See here in this, the location, that is this pituitary gland having the peanut-sized structure and attached to the hypophyseal stalk, that is infundibulum, and which is known as hypophyseal stalk. So this pituitary gland consists of two lobes. First one is anterior lobe, which is known as adenohypophysis, and the other one, that is known as posterior lobe, neurohypophysis. Let us see first the adenohypophysis. Adenohypophysis, it is an outgrowth from the roof of the buccal cavity. Pituitary gland, it is loaded in a bony depression which is known as sella turcica of the sphenoid bone. And these two lobes, that is adenohypophysis, which is the anterior lobe, and posterior lobe, that is neurohypophysis. And both the lobes, they develop from different parts of the embryo, and that's why they are known as dual in origin. So this adenohypophysis is an outgrowth from the roof of buccal cavity. And this outer or this outgrowth, it is known as Rathke's pouch. It grows upward towards the brain. And the neurohypophysis, it grows as a downward extension of hypothalamus. हे खालच्या बाजूला आहे. The two outgrowths together form the pituitary gland. हे जे दोघं lobes दिसतात, that is adenohypophysis and the neurohypophysis. Both they are forming the pituitary gland. The connection of Rathke's pouch with the pituitary gland is lost in embryo. The intermediate lobe, which is known as pars intermedia, this is pars intermedia. It is a small reduced part lying in the cleft between the anterior and posterior lobe. So this is the cleft between the anterior and posterior lobe. It divides these two lobes, that is anterior lobe and posterior lobe. The neurohypophysis is connected directly to the hypothalamus by axon fibers. वरती दिसताय तिथे. Axon fibers. Adenohypophysis and the intermediate lobe, they are connected to the hypothalamus through the hypophyseal portal system. Hypophyseal portal vein, and that is hypophyseal portal system ने हे दोघं lobes जे आहेत ते connect झालेले असतात. So let us see first the adenohypophysis. It is the larger lobe of pituitary gland. It is highly cellular and vascular part of the pituitary gland. It contains various type of epithelioid secretory cells, that is acidophils, basophils, chromatophores, etc. And it is divided into three parts, that is pars distalis, pars intermedia and pars tubralis. Figure मध्ये आपण पाहतोय. Pars distalis, pars intermedia, and this region known as pars tubralis. Now let us see the hormones of adenohypophysis. First one is somatotropic hormone, or which is also known as growth hormone. And in short, it is known as STH. This hormone stimulates the growth and development of all tissues by accelerating protein synthesis and cell division. हा जो हार्मोन आहे हा ग्रोथशी related आहे. It is responsible for growth. Highest secretion of the growth hormone is seen till puberty. That is at the age of 12 or 15 up to, known as puberty age. And then up to this age, the growth hormone is secreted, and then its secretion of becomes low. However, it is continuously secreted throughout the life for repair and replacement of the body tissue or cells. Puberty काळापर्यंत जी वाढ होत असते, that is the growth hormone having the functioning, and then it becomes low. The secretion of the hormone is low. But for other purposes, that is for repair and replacement of the body tissues or cells, this hormone is responsible. आता बघा, हे हार्मोन सिक्रेशन हे कमी असेल तरी आजार होतात, जास्त असेल तरी आजार होतात. If it is less secreted, then it is known as hyposecretion, and if it is more secreted, then it is known as hypersecretion. And hypersecretion as well as hyposecretion, both are causing different diseases. The improper secretion of the growth hormone produces various disorders. That is hyposecretion of growth hormone since childhood. It results into the stunted physical growth, and the condition it is known as pituitary dwarfism. बघा काही मुलांमध्ये वाढ ही खुंटते, पूर्ण वाढ होत नाही, तेव्हा तो जो आजार होत असतो त्याला काय म्हणतात? पिट्युटरी ड्वार्फिझम. That is low secretion of growth hormone. Now, hypersecretion of growth hormone in childhood causes gigantism, a condition of overgrowth, जिथे खूप जास्त वाढ होत असते. The individual attains abnormal height when the pituitary gland produces excess growth hormone in middle-aged adults, and it results in disproportionate growth, causing the disfigurement and enlargement of the bones of nose, lower jaw, hands, fingers, and feet. And this condition, it is known as acromegaly. So here in this acromegaly condition, it is due to the hypersecretion of growth hormone, and it enlarges the bones of nose, lower jaw, hands, fingers, etc. खूप जास्त वाढ होत असते बघा ह्या ऑर्गन्सची. Then next, that is thyroid stimulating hormone. In short, it is known as TSH. Its primary action is to stimulate the thyroid gland for the secretion of hormone thyroxine. Thyroxine secretion is concerned with this thyroid stimulating hormone. Then the next, that is adrenocorticotropic hormone, known as ACTH. Known as ACTH. It stimulates the adrenal cortex to produce and secrete its hormone, and it maintains the functions of adrenal cortex. That is adrenocorticotropic hormone. आपण फिगर मध्ये बघतोय. That is adrenal cortex. Then the function of thyroid gland, and then that is growth hormone, growth of bones and tissues. Then the next is prolactin, or which is also known as luteotropin and mammotropin. Prolactin is unique among the pituitary hormone as it is under the predominant inhibitory control from hypothalamus. Prolactin activates the growth of breast during the pregnancy, and it stimulates the milk production and secretion of milk by the mammary glands after the childbirth. Childbirth process नंतर milk secretion हे कशामुळे होत असतं? Due to the hormone prolactin. Then come to the next hormone, that is gonadotropin. This gonadotropin having the parts, that is follicle stimulating hormone, which is also known as FSH. It stimulates the growth of ovarian follicle in the female, while in male it is concerned with the development of seminiferous tubules. See here in the figure, this FSH is responsible for the development of ovaries and testes. That is development of follicles, ovarian follicles in female, concerned with ovary, and in males, development of seminiferous tubule in testes. The next part of gonadotropin is luteinizing hormone, which is also known as LH. In females, the luteinizing hormone helps in ovulation. So what is mean by ovulation? That is discharge of matured ovum from the Graafian follicle, known as ovulation. The follicle stimulating hormone and the LH, that is luteinizing hormone, they are responsible for the stimulation of ovaries to produce the estrogen, while the LH induces the ruptured follicle to develop into corpus luteum and for the production of progesterone. Here, the luteinizing hormone responsible for the ovulation process, which stimulates the ovaries to produce the estrogen, and the luteinizing hormone, it ruptures the follicle to develop the corpus luteum and for the production of progesterone. These are the hormones related to gonads, and that's why they are known as gonadotropins. Then the next is interstitial cell stimulating hormone. In short, it is known as ICSH. In males, it stimulates the testes to produce the androgen called testosterone. See, there are the changes in males after the age of 12 or 13 as their voice is changed, etc. And the beard or mustache, it appears on the face. So these changes, they are due to the hormone that is androgen. Testosterone is responsible for the development of secondary sexual characters in male. So these are the hormones of adenohypophysis. Now, let us see the hormones of neurohypophysis. Neurohypophysis, it is differentiated into three parts. That is pars nervosa, which is known as neural tube, then infundibulum and median eminence. See here in figure. Structure of neurohypophysis, that is median eminence and infundibulum and the pars nervosa. Pars nervosa, infundibulum and median eminence. These three parts, they are included in the posterior lobe of pituitary gland, that is neurohypophysis. The pars nervosa acts as a storage area for the secretion of hypothalamus. It stores and releases the hormone that is oxytocin and vasopressin. The hormones of anterior pituitary, we have seen all these hormones. And now let us see the posterior pituitary, that is neurohypophysis. And it secretes the oxytocin, or it releases the oxytocin and vasopressin. First of all, let us see the oxytocin. It stimulates the contraction of uterus during parturition. It also stimulates the contraction of mammary glands to initiate the ejection or release of milk. And that's why it is known as birth hormone or the milk ejecting hormone. See here in figure, that is oxytocin. And what is the role of it? Stimulates the uterus for parturition and stimulates the mammary glands for milk secretion. The next hormone, that is antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin. It stimulates the reabsorption of water in distal convoluted tubule and collecting duct of uriniferous tubules of the kidney. It decreases the loss of water by reducing the urine quantity. It increases the blood pressure by causing the vasoconstriction. या ठिकाणी बघा आता फिगर मध्ये आपण हे बघतोय किडनीचे फंक्शन्स अँड युरिनिफेरस ट्युब्युल्सचे फंक्शन. So this antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin responsible for stimulation of reabsorption of water, and it decreases the loss of water by reducing the urine quantity. So deficiency of ADH, that is deficiency of this antidiuretic hormone, it reduces the water reabsorption and increases the urine output. या हार्मोनची जर कमतरता असेल तर युरिन आउटपुट हे कमी होत असतं, जास्त होत असतं, कारण वॉटर रिटेन्शन जे आहे ते रिड्यूस होत असतं या ठिकाणी, अँड दॅट्स वाय इट इन्क्रीजेस द युरिन आउटपुट. And this condition, it is known as diabetes insipidus. No glucose is lost in the urine and excessive micturition causes the excessive thirst. When there is excessive urination, micturition means what? Expelling the urine from the body. This process is known as micturition process. And if there is excessive urination, it causes excessive thirst. And this condition, it is known as polydipsida. So these are the hormones which released by neurohypophysis, that is oxytocin and vasopressin. And then next, that is pars intermedia. This pars intermedia, it is poorly developed in human being. It secretes the melanocyte stimulating hormone, in short, which is known as MSH, in some lower vertebrates. This MSH or melanocyte stimulating hormone, it stimulates the dispersion of melanin granules in melanocytes, and it is responsible for skin pigmentation. Skin color साठी कुठला हार्मोन रिस्पॉन्सिबल आहे? MSH. That is, it is responsible for skin pigmentation. That is melanocyte stimulating hormone. So today we have seen the structure of major endocrine glands, that is two endocrine glands, hypothalamus and pituitary gland. And we have seen the hypothalamus, that is structure of hypothalamus, as well as the structure of pituitary gland, having the two lobes, that is anterior lobe and posterior lobe. And we have seen the functions of these, that is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. They are secreting different type of hormones. See you in next lecture. Okay, thank you.